happy anniversary. I wish you could have been here and, check out the shop and see all the wonderful gifts that we have for you. But, things are what they are. And so I'm going to try to talk to you about some of the interesting things that are happening at Antique Cupboard. Okay, so your gifts are in shipping, and they will be going out today. You'll get a tracking number, and so that should be working well. Okay, so things that are new at Antique Cupboard. So Patrick and my daughter brought me these spurs on Friday. I bought a group of items from a woman out east, and it was like 10 groups of silver, and some of them were okay, some were moderately interesting, and then there were these spurs. Okay, so the spurs belonged to Frank Edmonds, and he was a Civil War commander under Robert E. Lee, and the spurs are sterling, made by Goron, and it has an inscription with his name on it, and they were presented to him by the artillery group of Robert E. Lee. So when we get something like this, we have to do some research, and I have a friend who's into Civil War items, and so we've sent him pictures, and sometimes it's a home run, sometimes it's not. One of my more famous things was a lady came into the shop with some silver, and one of the items was a button, and she said that her great-great-great-grandfather rode with Napoleon to Russia, and he gave her a button. And I said to the lady that its story's probably worth $100. So I put it on eBay, told the whole story, disappointed that we got $200. The person who won it sent me a picture of Napoleon's tunic with this button missing. So I think they got a real bargain. Okay, so other things that are interesting. There's a pattern called Cleone that I buy every piece that I can find. And it's really cool. It has a lion, and then it has chrysanthemums that stick out of its mouth on either side. It's by International from the year 1900. 1900 was a big year for silver. They were celebrating the beginning of the new century. And I looked in the several books, could not even find the pattern listed, but I've been working on a website with a guy, and we found the name of it and talked a little bit about it. But there's a very rare ice spoon, there's heavy pieces, very beautiful berry spoons, salad sets, meat forks, a gravy ladle, a pickle fork, a teaspoon. And so one of the pieces of literature that I found about it said that it was only made in servers, but I have a collector who wants to collect a set, and over the last 20 years we have found him a few forks, a few salad forks, and a few teaspoons like this that prove that it wasn't a pattern that they only made servers of. So anyway, a cool pattern that I really enjoy. Okay, then another thing that we got in, sometimes we talk to people and negotiate and buy things. And in other cases, people just mail me things, and they say, oh, I know you're gonna want this. And this was a case with these. They're all belt buckles, and they're by a silversmith from about 40 years ago, and they're really cool. So there's this one with the lion, there's this one with the cat, and they weigh a ton. I love the ones with the horses. There's some more traditional ones. Let's see, here's a pair with rabbits. And as I say, the weight is spectacular. So another thing, we got in probably one of my favorite vases ever. We got in this massive vase that's Shreve, and it has all irises on it. And again, you saw me, my trouble lifting it. It's very heavy. And so anyway, one of the best I've ever seen. And then early last week, I got a call from a fellow dealer, and he said, did I want to buy some Repoussé goblets? Okay, so Repoussé goblets are fairly rare, and there's several levels of them. There's some with just a little Repoussé around the top that was earlier, and then there's ones that are filled with Repoussé with maybe a little spot for a monogram. And I would say it's for a set with almost all Repoussé, it's probably 20 years since I got a big group. I look really hard for them and find them ones or twos. But in this case, we got in 10. 10 that are almost totally Repoussé with just a small spot for a monogram. And so I'm very pleased to get those. As I say, it's been many, many years since I've had a group of them. So that's what I wanted to tell you about. One other thing for myself, when I got out of college back in the early 70s, there were very few jobs, and I went to work for the A&P Tea Company, and they were the biggest grocery chain the world ever saw. There were 14,000 stores, fishing fleets on both oceans, bakeries, dairies, you name it, they had it. And so I worked there for a couple of years doing managing stores and then redesigning stores. And then the day came when they closed. And then I bought 3 of their stores, ran them for a while, and then when they were outdated, then I decided to join the family business. And at that time, it was a jewelry business with about 95% of the business, and 2% other, and 3% silver. And I liked the silver area. They had many wants, big books of them, where they said they were too busy to ever follow up on those. And I went to town and I learned the silver business, and I've enjoyed the silver business. Anyway, the A&P closed their last stores in 2015, and I decided that I would collect things from the A&P. And so my collection is behind me, and we'll take a few shots of my collection. It's very hard to find. I was lucky I met someone who was in charge of their bakery system. They had 2,500 employees in their bakeries. And I bought his collection, and I bought other things, and that's been my collection for the last few years. Well, anyway, happy anniversary, and I hope that you enjoyed my video. Thanks.